the Urban Mail Show.
Yeah.
Where else would you go?
Where would you go?
Rain, sleet, hell, or snow.
Yeah.
It's the Urban Mail Show.
We want to address something that's been in the music news recently. There was a response by Jay-Z to a article that Drake had in, I believe, Billboard magazine. Was it Billboard?
Rolling Stones.
Rolling Stones. Okay, so Drake took a shot at Jay-Z's references to art pieces in Rolling Stone. I guess the boy Ho wasn't feeling it, so he came back. It was a light tap, but because he mentions Drake's name directly in the verse, which we don't see too often these days, everything is so subliminal, but because Jay-Z mentions Drake's name directly, there's been a lot of controversy behind it. And I use the word controversy because as an artist on Young Money, Cash Money's label, which is led by the #1 stunner, how do you have the audacity to talk about someone stunting in their rhymes who actually owns and buys what he's talking about? That's the controversy. It doesn't make any sense, especially coming from a guy who claims that he started from the bottom. Now he's at the top. I think it runs a little deeper. I think that, you know, there's some people in his camp that definitely don't like the fact that Jay-Z hasn't handed over the reins to the next generation. If you look back at Jay-Z's history, he's been a trendsetter since day one. First guy in the rap game wearing platinum. First guy with Cristal. Iceberg Slim. Button-ups, throwbacks. Now Tom Ford. I mean, Jay-Z has changed the game the same way Miles Davis changed jazz over and over and over again. And I think there's a lot of jealousy from up and coming rappers towards Jay-Z. And I want to get you guys' comments first. I'm gonna go to you, La. Give me your thoughts. Do you think that there's any controversy behind Jay-Z's response, or do you think it was just addressing a wayward comment that Drake may have, made in an article? Or do you think that there's something deeper behind it?
That was just a little young boy smack on the head, go ahead, shorty, don't play with me type shit. You know what I mean? Like, Drake is one of the top cats in the game right now, and he's been dropping little subliminal joints at Jay for a long time, talking about rappers getting old and different little things, you know what I mean? He's been trying to take little jabs, I felt like, for a minute now. But he definitely don't want it with Hov. Hov will smack him on his ass and send him on his way. And the whole point of that man is in a place where he can't rhyme about being on the corner no more. Jay not gonna rhyme about selling drugs and being on the corner no more. He can only rhyme about the status he's at in his life. And he at the status in his life where he's buying Basquiat's and all these expensive paintings, and that's his world right now. So how you gonna hate that man for speaking on his truth? If he was still talking about hustling and being on the corner, then you'll be coming at him like that. Oh, you're 45 years old talking about you're still on the corner, da-da-da, and you ain't seen the corner in months. You know what I mean? Like, it's something to go at, but I don't think it's a controversy. I think it's just Jay putting him in his place like, I can take over part 2 if I have to. You know what I mean? Like I said earlier, I just hate the fact that every time Jay Elect get on a joint, it's overshadowed by a little fake-ass diss that take over the whole song, and people forget Jay Elect's talking that talk on that joint.
Absolutely. Trey Dot, I'm gonna go to you next, and I want to get your thoughts, but I want to ask you a question specifically. Do you think that Drake has some sort of jealousy and envy towards Jay-Z's influence, as I alluded to earlier? And the reason why I say that is because internet hits for Yakub were up the minute that he dropped that verse. A lot of cats don't know who Yakub is. People in the 5% Nation and the Nation of Islam do. You from New York, I know that you're familiar with that reference. Immediately after that verse, the Nation of Islam uploaded an old video of Farrakhan talking about the history of Yakub. I think it goes beyond just, hey, I don't like the corny art references. I really think it's a jealous jab at Jay-Z's ability to influence pop culture. Trade Out, would you agree?
I agree, because I think Drake has female tendencies as far as his emotions. And Drake's even said he wants people to love him like they love Pac, because Drake really wants to be an icon. Jay-Z has iconic status, and Drake will probably never have iconic status, because Drake isn't the kind of guy that guys want to be. You got people that want to be like Jay. Drake wants that kind of love and attention, and subliminally he does take shots, but when he's interviewed, the interviewers always bait Drake into making certain comments, and he always does it. It's like he should know to watch his mouth to a certain degree. Like I was saying, he really doesn't want to get into a battle like that with Hov, because it can be career-threatening the way the game is. And you can easily be replaced. But, I mean, it's obvious. Drake is a very sensitive dude. He feels like he deserves icon status. It's obvious, and he doesn't have that. And I think he has issues with it. And every once in a while, he slips out of his mouth and says things he shouldn't be saying. And for Jay, I think that was just a vehicle to give Jay Electronica some shine, because he put Jay Electronica's verse first, so now he's being heard on something related to Hov that's going to be heard a lot. So that's giving Jay Electronica some shine. This little, I guess you can't call it a beef, whatever words you want to call it, it means nothing to Jay. He just gave Jay Electronica a favor. He gave him a voice to be heard, gave him a platform.
Absolutely. Good thoughts. That's one to grow on. Gary, let me throw this at you. Rick Ross recently released a single off of his latest Mastermind album called Nobody. And in the song and in the video, it has an intro and interludes by Diddy where he's schooling two young dudes, really like berating them, talking about their dedication to the game. And one part in particular where he talks about y'all want to follow cats that's talking about paintings that they ain't got. So there's some similarities between what Diddy was saying to these guys and what Drake was saying. But the big difference is Drake was throwing that at somebody that actually has it. Diddy was talking about young dudes following guys that's talking about things that they don't have. Do you agree that hip hop is getting a little corny in the sense that it's 2014 and dudes are still talking about what they don't have to make records?
No, I don't think it's corny, man. It's just that's what's always been going on. It's always been happening. It's never gonna stop happening. That's how you sell records.
Do you think that with Drake's affiliation with the Battle League King of the Dot, I'm pretty sure Drake is going to respond. There's going to be a lot of pressure from his camp and from his fans to respond. Do you think that he'll call Hov out to battle at the King of the Dot League?
I doubt he'll do something like that, man. In fact, Drake probably only made that. He probably only shot that diss because Jay-Z was beefing with Lil Wayne and Birdman. That's probably the only reason why he even shot that diss. He don't even want to battle with Hov.
We know what the response is going to be, La, but do you think that Drake would throw that, that extend that opportunity to Hov to battle on a big stage? And
he ain't gonna want
big stakes.
He ain't gonna want to do that just because of the fact that everybody knows what Jay did to numerous people on that Summer Jam screen. Like, Jay knows how to control an audience. Like, he'll take that opportunity to really kill Drake before Drake even gets started. And let's not forget, Drake's sleeping with Jay's artists, who is definitely going to have more loyalty to Jay than she is to Drake anyway. So that pillow talk will be all there for plenty. See, Jay's a master at chess playing. He probably baiting Drake right now to make Drake respond so he can kill Drake, like, on some bullshit. Like,
Jay got some footage right now that he got from Rihanna that Drake don't want the world to know about.
Yeah, I would guarantee
that dude wears footy pajamas and stuff crazy.
Yeah, man, and Jay's a battle rapper. Drake ain't a battle rapper.
Yo, but I want to address something too that you just mentioned, man. Now, Rick Ross, I like Rick Ross. I ain't gonna sit here and say I don't. But I don't respect that Nobody song, man. I just don't respect it.
Nah.
I don't respect Puff being on the song, co-signing it like he the next big or he's taking over big reigns and nothing like that. I don't respect him jumping on that beat and like certain songs and certain artists you leave alone. You know what I mean? It's okay to jump on a Big song. I'm not saying Big is untouchable. You can't jump on none of his tracks. I ain't saying Pac is untouchable. You can't jump on none of his tracks. But you're not going to do the song better than they did. You know what I mean? So why even touch those? Leave those alone. You know what I mean? I don't respect the song.
But I'm saying, though, if Puffy, but you got to look at it. Puffy puts that on your table, and he tells you it's going to work. It's hard to say no. And most of the people that hear that song don't even know nothing about Biggie's version. Most of Rick Ross fans, as far as just putting out money, going to his shows and buying his music, the ones left that buy music, they don't have the music history we had. Some of them don't even realize that that's a Biggie record.
Right. That could be true. That could be true.
So
but,
all Diddy is trying to do is reinvent a buzz with a new vessel.
Well,
I'm not justifying it because I don't like it, but it wasn't done for us.
Well, let me say based on Rick Ross's interviews, he stated that he had created the record, obtained the video footage of Puffy schooling these young dudes through somebody at Revolt, put it all together, and then showed Puffy the finished product, who signed off on it. But from Rick Ross's account, Puffy didn't have anything to do with the creation and the production of the song. Does that change the dynamic for you?
Nope, because Puffy shouldn't have okayed it. If it ain't better than what was out there, then I wouldn't let him do it over, man. I think the song is trash, to tell you the truth.
Gary,
Puffy's not going to let down any airtime, sir.
Yes, man.
He's taking any airtime possible.
Gary, let me ask you: we're never going to see, we're never going to have another Puffy Big combo duo. It's never going to happen. I don't think that they're trying to recreate that, but I think they're trying to capitalize on the fans' projection of seeing Diddy with the new
fat black nigga in the game.
Right. In your words, that could be. I mean, does it work? Right? Is it if you was the head of the label, knowing the history behind that song and the album that it was a part of,
Mm-hmm.
would you have cleared that sample?
No, I would not have.
I mean, if I was the head, yeah, because if it worked then, maybe it'll work now. And Rick Ross, he's money. Anything he puts out, they're gonna buy. Puffy just happens to be on it and promoted it, so yeah, I would have put it out. Now I might not have agreed with it, but yeah, I would have put it out and made that money.
I mean, on a money standpoint, I can see that where if you think it's gonna work, then put it out. But as a preserver of the history of the culture, man, that song played an iconic part in that album, son. What?
Who's preserving the culture in the game? Who in the game with any power is trying to preserve the culture? Just speaking from a perfect world that don't exist. Puffy don't care nothing about no culture. Puffy ain't thinking about the culture, period. I agree with that, but if you're talking about preserving the culture, that ain't Puffy. That ain't Diddy.
I don't even respect the way Puff so-called schooling the young cats in the beginning of the video. He talking super tough guy shit, you know what I mean? I don't be respecting that shit, man. Like, man, whatever, man. Fuck out of here. Puff still exploiting Big every chance he get, man.
Yep. Surprised they ain't put out another remix album.
Yo, he still exploit Big every chance he get, man. And that's some bullshit.
I think they did re-release another Big album.
Huh?
They re-released something because it's on the charts.
I wouldn't doubt it. He gonna always eat off that. And you said they'll never recreate another Big and Puff. You right. They'll never create another Big and Puff. But when Brooklyn niggas and Harlem niggas connect, man, it's usually a good showing, man. Look at Jay and Dame, look at Big and Puff. Like, when Brooklyn niggas and Harlem niggas get together, man, it's usually all right.